The hour of 7 p.m. having arrived, I'll call to order this regular meeting of Keene City Council. The meeting's being broadcast live on the City of Keene YouTube channel and Spectrum Channel 1302. The video is also streamed on the city's website and is posted by the next business day, barring any technical difficulties. If you'd like to receive an electronic City Council packet to reference during future broadcasts, please contact the City Clerk's office during regular business hours or go to the city's website and subscribe to the City Meetings email list. The agenda is also accessible from any mobile device. And I'd ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Brian J. Lake.
Here.
Michael J. Remy.
Here.
Michael Giacomo.
Here.
Randy L. Filio.
Here.
Robert C. Williams.
Here.
Philip M. Jones.
Present.
Andrew M. Madison.
Here.
Chrissy Roberts.
Here.
Raleigh C. Omerod.
Here.
Bettina H. Adborn. Catherine I. Workman.
Here.
Mitchell H. Greenwald. Kate M. Bosley.
Here.
Thomas F. Powers.
Here.
Thank you. Councilor Powers, will you please lead us in the pledge?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'm looking for a motion on the minutes, please, from Councilor Powers, seconded by Councilor Bosley.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move to adopt the November 16th meeting's minutes.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilor Powers, seconded by Councilor Bosley. Any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? All those in favor? Opposed? That is unanimous. A couple of announcements. On Wednesday, December 27th, the MSFI meeting has moved to Tuesday, December 12th. The PLD and FOP committee meetings are holding their regular meetings on December 13th and December 14th. And the FOP committee meeting for December 28th has been canceled. I have a veterans homelessness event coming up on Friday that I'm helping to organize for the City of Keene. This is really targeted towards landlords to hopefully educate them about some of the programs that are available to support homeless veterans in the state of New Hampshire. I hope you'll join me if you're interested in that topic at this event. If we start out and we concentrate on veterans homelessness, it's my hope that that sort of spreads to some of the other areas of need in our community. So hopefully we can support that. It's hosted by Harbor Care, which is a statewide organization. Our final council meeting on December 21st, we will have the outgoing and incoming council group photos here in council chambers. At 6:10, the incoming council group photo will take place. And at 6:20, the outgoing council photo will occur. And it's important that everybody arrive promptly. We're going to have a photographer here, and so we want to make sure that that's as expeditious as possible. Finally, a reminder that a council workshop has been scheduled for Tuesday, January 9th at 6 p.m. on the Right to Know statute. It'll be important that councilors make every effort to attend that workshop. And so we had a public hearing scheduled on O-2023-16, but during the joint PLD Planning Board Committee workshop, really substantive changes to this ordinance were introduced. Therefore, it makes sense to continue tonight's public hearing so that it can include those new changes that were discussed. The public hearing on O-2023-16 is continued to January 18th, 2024 at 7 p.m. Next, we have an appointment. Number 1.
This is an appointment of a new ad hoc committee. It's going to be called the Ad Hoc Roadway Safety Plan Committee. And the charge is to oversee the development of a comprehensive safety action plan for the City of Keene, provide guidance and general direction to staff and engineering consultants as they collect and analyze roadway safety data and generate a draft work product. The committee will also ensure that the plan development process provides for the equitable representation of all roadway users and stakeholders. And the final document addresses the diverse needs of these groups. In addition, the committee would assist in the development of a specific roadway safety improvement priorities and recommendations. And ultimately, the committee will make a recommendation to the council with respect to the adoption of the plan and the roadway safety performance goal. Memberships include our city manager, Counselor Lake, Okle Johnson from Keene State College, Eric Rourke from SAU 29, J.B. Mack representing Southwest Regional Planning, Frank Linenberger from the New Hampshire DOT District 4, Autumn Delacroix, she's representing the Bicycle Pedestrian Path Committee, Fred Roberge is a private citizen representing the disability community, Reagan Messer is a Keene resident, and Bill Lambert is also representing DOT, and this one from the Highway Safety Section. And our rules do allow for confirmation this evening.
Okay, Council Powers for a motion, Council Bosley for a second, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move to confirm the appointment as presented.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilor Powers, seconded by Councilor Bosley. Any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? All those in favor? Opposed? That is unanimous. And we have communications, number 1.
Councilor Greenwald submitted a communication before he went on his little vacation, and it's about his conflict of interest on ordinances O 2023-16 and O 2023-17.
Looking at Councilor Powers for a motion, Councilor Bosley for a second, please.
Do I have to? I know he's watching, so. I move to grant the request to abstain.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilor Powers, seconded by Councilor Bosley. Any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? All those in favor? Opposed? 1 opposed. But the motion carries. Number 2.
And we have a resignation from Joshua Gorman. He's been serving on the ZBA since December of 2016 and is submitting his resignation and his pending retirement at the end of the month.
Looking for a motion from Councilor Powers, second by Councilor Bosley, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move to accept the resignation with regret and appreciation for his service to the city.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilor Powers, seconded by Councilor Bosley. Any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? All those in favor? Opposed? That is unanimous. Council committee reports, number 1.
We have a Municipal Services Facility and Infrastructure Committee report. It's relative to a MOU with Keene State College about their locker rooms. On a vote of 4-0, the Municipal Services Facility and Infrastructure Committee recommends the manager be authorized to do all things necessary to negotiate and to execute a memorandum of understanding with Keene State College to include a development agreement and lease for the purpose of the installation by Keene State College at its cost and expense of locker rooms, together with required utilities, including but not limited to water and wastewater services at the Keene Ice location.
Councilor Filio for a motion, Councilor Workman for a second, please.
Move we approve the finding of the committee report.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilor Filio, second by Councilor Workman. Councilor Filio.
Yeah, basically, we received an update on the locker room at Keene Ice, that you're aware that Keene State College is investing over $1 million. We just received an update. Basically, when we found, we thought there might be a little bit of issue with the Mike Blastos room, possibly during elections. That seems to be alleviated after taking another look at the space down there. It appears to be more than enough space, so we're not going to run into any major complications. And this is a win-win-win for the city, for Keene Ice, and for the college. The MSFI committee voted unanimously to approve this. We hope you will also.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? All those in favor? Opposed? That's unanimous. Number 2.
Municipal Services Facility and Infrastructure Committee report on the ad hoc Lower Winchester Street project. On a vote of 5-0, the Municipal Services Facility and Infrastructure Committee recommends the Lower Winchester Street reconstruction project advance to preliminary design of a proposed action, including the following. Provide 2 travel lanes in each direction from Route 101 to Criff Road. Replace the intersections at Criff Road and Matthews Road with roundabouts. Construct a raised median from Route 101 to Criff Road. Construct a raised median from Criff Road to Matthews Road. Construct a dual-use center lane from Matthews Road to the town line.
Councilor Filio for a motion, please. Councilor Workman for a second.
Move to approve the intent of the committee report.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilor Filio, seconded by Councilor Workman. Councilor Filio.
Okay, for those of you that weren't there, we received an update from the city engineer giving us a report of what the steering committee found for the Lower Winchester Street project. Pretty detailed. The committee did agree with all 5 of the recommendations from the steering committee. As we've seen, there's going to be probably a little bit of friction about a couple more roundabouts, but as we've seen, and despite the heat we took from the ones around Walmart, they work. This project will, once again, will cause a little bit of a disruption, but, you know, that's the way it goes. So the steering committee was made up by a lot of local people and a lot of local business owners on Winchester Street also. So they were involved with this, and they do realize the disruptions that it will cause. But as you're all aware, trying to cross Winchester Street to take a left from either direction, we have found that most of the serious accidents in Keene with personal injury have occurred during that, on that stretch. So something needed to be done, plus the fact that we needed bridge repairs down there, we needed sidewalks. So with all that said, the steering committee made the recommendation to the MSFI committee. We voted unanimously to approve the steering committee's findings, and we hope you'll agree with us and vote also. Thank you.
Thank you. Any discussion? Yes, Councilor Lake?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just hoping to get a little bit of clarification. I noticed that sidewalks and bike lanes, while discussed, weren't explicitly called out in the motion here. Hoping that the committee or the city manager might be able to clarify if those were intentionally left off or if it's assumed that those are part of the elements here.
City manager?
Yeah, they were not intentionally left off. They seem to be part of the overall project.
Further discussion? Seeing none, are you ready for a vote? All those in favor? Opposed? That is unanimous. Number 3.
This is an informational report from the Municipal Services Facility and Infrastructure Committee. They had a PowerPoint presentation on the Robin Hood Park conceptual plan.
We'll file this as informational. Number 4.
A second informational committee report from the Municipal Services Facility and Infrastructure. They had a report out from the city manager on safety concerns on the east side of Keene and strategies to address homelessness.
This will also be filed as informational. City manager?
Thank you. This evening, I get to formally announce that our Public Works Director, Court Blomquist, is retiring. He's retiring as of December 29th, and you should have a press release on your desk this evening that's going to the press this evening. After 30 years of service, Court has decided it's time to pass the torch. On your desk, you have the press release formally announcing his retirement. Throughout his career, Court has played a significant role in overseeing numerous projects that have improved safety, sustainability, and quality of life for our residents, businesses, and visitors. And there was no way we could go through and name all of the projects over 30 years, but there have been some significant projects during that time. In addition, his leadership and experience as the city's emergency management director has been invaluable to me during severe weather events and during the COVID-19 health emergency. I really can't imagine getting through the health crisis without him in that role. I will always be grateful to him for his efforts coordinating our response locally with the state and the region. This city has been very fortunate to have Court on our team for the past 3 decades, and I wish him nothing but happiness, good health, and a well-deserved retirement. And so, please mark your calendars for a general midday open house in council chambers to honor Court and his career, and it'll be on Thursday, December 28th. We'll send out more information once the time is finalized. We are in the process of reviewing his job description. As you can imagine, that hasn't been done in quite some time, and a lot has changed, so that's taking a little bit of effort. It's my plan to finalize the job description and have the position posted by the end of next week, and I know Beth is back there cringing at that. It's an aggressive timeline. We will keep the position open until filled, and the process is expected to take several months to complete. While we go through this process, I will assign additional oversight responsibilities the same way it happens now when Court is out of the area. Was that mine falling off the thing? I think we need some. Yep. Well. So Duncan Watson, thank you, Counselor, will be handling all issues for streets, fleet, and solid waste. Aaron Costa will be handling all issues for water and sewer, and Don Lucier will be handling all engineering and construction project issues, and I'll get to spend extra time with all of them. Emergency management, by code in the interim, will be me, and in 30 days, when I'm past the New Hampshire retirement restrictions, which I'm not a fan of those restrictions, we can't hire back our employees for any part-time or contract work until after the 30 days, but I am planning to contract with Court to complete our hazard mitigation plan, move our emergency operations center from the basement in City Hall to the second floor training room. This space is much better suited and has most of the technology we need in place already. We'll just need to make some modifications so that room can serve both our current training room needs and our staff meeting space, as well as serving as the emergency operations center when needed. Contracting Court for these duties will allow us time to bring on a new public works director and allow time for a recommendation to be brought forth to the council to consider as our next emergency management director. Because if you didn't know, even though the emergency management director works for the city manager and is managed by the city manager, you actually make the appointment. And so we'll have some time to think that through and bring forward a recommendation for you to consider. I'm happy to report the airport has now created a marketing and communications plan. This has been on the list of projects for several years, and it's been a long time recommendation of Councilor Greenwald. Unfortunately, he's not here tonight because he's, for several years on that committee, he said, we need a marketing plan, we need a communication plan, and now we have one. So we utilized our brand consultant, Guide Studio, to help us put this together, and we made sure that it was in line with our current branding efforts for the city. There will be a presentation about this plan to PLD at the next PLD meeting. And then just a quick update on Upper Winchester Street. The city's bridge contractor, E.D. Sweat, is scheduled to be installing the bridge girders for the new Island Street Bridge on Thursday, December 14th, between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. So not a great time to be in that area because they will be moving these big pieces of steel. The contractor will be using 2 cranes on each side of the bridge to lift and place the girders. A total of 6 of them will be installed. This activity will cause significant traffic impacts as they are brought from their staging area on Route 9, 10, and 12 to the bridge site. Traffic will need to be temporarily stopped at New Hampshire Route 101 at the Winchester Roundabout, Key Road, the exit from Riverside Plaza, and southbound on Winchester Street while they are moved. These impacts are expected to last approximately 20 minutes for each girder movement. This will occur 6 times throughout the day, so it's recommended that folks avoid this area if they can, and we'll use our signs to alert people and get social media out there in advance as much as we possibly can. And then just a quick reminder for you, on December 14th, we have our holiday party, the first in several years. These were canceled during COVID, and we're really happy to be back. Many of our administrative offices will close during that time to allow those who wish to utilize their lunch hour to attend the luncheon, so it's from noon to 1. And then I have some good news for you this evening. Late this afternoon, we came to terms of an agreement with the county related to an ambulance backup contract. Instead of a 3-year term, it's a 1-year term. And the late addition of the language related to billing for calls that exceed 20% was removed. Hopefully this agreement will be executed quickly, and I will keep you updated, and hopefully this will be the start of moving forward in a more positive way. I also wanted to take a moment to share a really proud moment for one of our employees, Christian Tarr, our utilities maintenance manager in Public Works. His son was awarded the Sharby Award. This award was created to honor a young man who was killed in the Coconut Grove fire in Boston in 1942. He was a Keene High School football player who saved his girlfriend and then lost his life trying to save her parents and others that night. 492 people perished that night. The Fred B. Sharby Award is the highest athletic award a Keene High can be given. An athlete who exemplifies the character on and off the field of Mr. Sharby, sacrifices of self for the better of the group, and excels in the classroom and the field of play. And so Aiden Tarr was voted to receive this award by his peers and coaches, and so really a wonderful award, and certainly the Tarr family is very proud. And that is what I have for you this evening.
Great, thank you. Brings us to board and commission reports, number 1.
This is a report from the Joint Planning Board, Planning License and Development Committee, and they had before them ordinance O 2023-16, which was the subject of our public hearing that got continued earlier. This is a joint meeting of the, I'm sorry, my mic was off. I'm going to do this again. Thank you, everybody. He's so helpful. Again, the Joint Planning Board, Planning Licenses and Development Committee report on ordinance O 2023-16, which was the subject of a public hearing that got continued by the mayor earlier in the meeting. And at this workshop, the committee did make some substantive changes to the ordinance, and that's what this is. And we're recommending they get sent to PLD for their consideration.
And I will refer it to the Planning Licenses and Development Committee. We have one item for more time. More time will be granted. And that brings us to ordinances for first reading, number 1.
We have a memorandum from the Human Resources Director, Assistant City Manager, and it's dealing with ordinance O 2023-19. It's a class allocation and salary schedule, not our typical cost of living one, but one that does reflect some adjustments and some pay scales for certain positions.
And this will be referred to the Finance Organization and Personnel Committee, number 2.
A second ordinance for first reading, this one dealing with life safety permit and inspection fees.
And this will be referred to the Finance Organization and Personnel Committee. And that brings us to resolutions, number 1.
We have a memorandum from the Assistant City Manager, Human Resources Director, relative to appropriation of funds for the purpose of funding a classification and total compensation project. And it includes Resolution R 2023-40.
And this will be referred to the Finance Organization and Personnel Committee, number 2.
And this is a memorandum from Assistant City Manager, Public Works Director, relative to the acceptance and appropriation of unanticipated highway revenue, and it's reflected in R 2023-41 relating to the acceptance and appropriation of unanticipated highway revenue.
This will also be referred to the Finance Organization and Personnel Committee, number 3.
And our final resolution for the evening, this is coming from Mary Bruner, Senior Planner, and it's introducing Resolution R 2023-42 relating to the appropriation of funds for the Master Plan Update Project.
And this will also be referred to the Finance Organization and Personnel Committee. That brings to an end our regular agenda. However, I do have a non-public tonight, and I'm asking Counselor Powers for a motion and Counselor Bosley for a second, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move to go into non-public session to discuss land matters under RSA 91-A:3, Roman 2, small d.
Second.
We have a motion from Counselor Powers, seconded by Counselor Bosley. Any discussion? Seeing none, this does require a roll call. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Counselor Lake?
Yes.
Counselor Remy?
Yes.
Counselor Giacomo?
Yes.
Counselor Filio?
Yes.
Counselor Williams?
Yes.
Counselor Jones?
Yes.
Counselor Madison?
Yes.
Counselor Roberts?
Yes.
Counselor Ormerod?
Yes.
Counselor Chadbourne?
Yes.
Counselor Workman?
Yes.
Counselor Bosley?
Yes.
Counselor Powers?
Yes.
And that is unanimous. To those in attendance and watching from home, I'd like to thank you for your time and attention tonight. We do stand adjourned. I'm going to ask that the counselors keep their seats while we clear the room.